next month with the, with the sales thing. I don't know. He's like, ow! I can't do this.
It's okay.
Schmoozing's too hard. Yeah, I felt it. Thank you.
I just ate everything on applesauce last night. New. She's like, hard.
Hey, don't count. Yeah.
The worst for our ability to follow.
Oh.
They give her stuff.
Yeah.
Like so neurotic and erratic.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
Angular,
logic.
yeah.
I'm like, whoa, she's so different.
Yeah. I mean, I really like it. Yeah.
Me too.
Thank you, thank you. Hey, good morning, CSL. My name's Jake. I'm the music director, and I'm really excited for our guest artist today. I was actually asking her like if she had any shows coming up or all this stuff to introduce her, and she just said I can't really think of anything besides follow me at my socials, which I'll say in a second. But I don't know. I guess I'm really cool. So please give it up for the really cool Savanna Woods. She's gonna lead us in the opening song. Sorry, I had to throw you under the bus there. That was really funny.
It's true, it's true.
It's true.
These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Compassion, I am ready. Forgiveness, I am ready. Laughter, I am ready. I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Passion, I am ready. Success, I am ready. Abundance, I am ready. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. Woo!
Good idea, isn't it? Do you know, I used to, and probably Don, Reverend Don was a part of this, I used to teach a workshop on receptivity because the gifts are always being given. And when people really kind of analyze their basic framework, they were more makers than receivers. You can't make freedom. You can't make peace. You can't make the things of spirit happen. So let's practice being receptive. Because the gift has been given. We've already been pre-approved. Pre-approved for the generosity of the universe. All the things that the goddess and the whatever, I love it, the Christ is beyond gender, but let's just go God and goddess. Let's just imagine ourselves opening our heart and just almost like you would be a great, beautiful flower receiving the sun. And out of that receptivity, out of soaking up the moisture from the earth and the sunlight in the air, we just unfold in magnificence. All is provided to the waiting heart, the waiting soul, the consciousness of receptivity. And so from this place, I bless this morning for the people in the room, the people watching online, the people that will watch later. I bless this infinite time and space where we can learn to receive. And so it is.
Well, let me add my good morning. I'm Reverend Don. My pronouns are he and him. And I'm going off script because you invited me to, talking about receptivity in a class. And that's what we teach. It's ancient wisdom. And we put it in play in every moment of life. I learned it and took it into my business world and changed my experience of business. That's why I lead the Better Business Break. First Tuesday of every month on Zoom at noon. You can be there. Yeah, I am receptive. But I just want to honor the way we have, over the years, have developed our programs to make that wisdom available in ways that we can take it and run with it and let it work for us and accept what is offered by the God and Goddess by our simply being open and receptive. If you got nothing outside of the day, that song, that prayer, and me, you are doing good. So in continuing along with that vein, the reason I got that message was I signed up. I participated. I joined the community. I gave my email address. Even way back then, I think it was AOL.com. And to become part of this community, to be engaged, to actually participate. Spirituality is not a spectator sport. I chose to engage in this community and invite you to do the same by simply, one, sharing your email address. You can do that on a connection card, which is in the seat back. There's a link online. You can go to our website. You can find us, Center for Spiritual Living Seattle. It's a lot of words, but you'll get invited to the right place very quickly. And just click and join. Become part of the community. You don't have to do anything, but you'll be drawn into recognizing what's yours to participate in, where you want to grow, where you want to be supported and support others. That's what community does. I love it. I come here grumpy, I leave changed. That's what we offer each and every Sunday morning, and through the classes and the small groups, like the men's circle on the first Sunday of the month, which I lead right across the street. So enough about me. The rest of the service is all about you and our wonderful Savanna singing and leading us in the music. And just thank you for being here today, in the room, online, and whenever you're watching this. We are here for you to support you on your spiritual journey. Again, thank you. Savanna.
One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. one power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But difference only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweet taste of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for the love that's most deep. It's one power. One power. One power. What we are is one power. One power. It's the power of the love in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
That song always brings tears to my eyes. So let's talk about power versus force. Reverend Dawn, oh, by the way, I'm Kathianne Lewis, and my pronouns are she and her. And Dawn said, maybe we need to rethink that we are force for good in the world, because According to what we're going to be studying today, force is something that we have to make happen, where power is something that happens through us. We get to be connected to the power of the universe, that power that she was singing about. Ernest Holmes said, there's a power in the universe for good and we can use it. Now let me put a little power and force, and this is a true story. Let's put a little power and force together. George Lucas was going to have a picture taken of his young son, and they were going to do it in front of a bookcase. According to people who talked to him or was around, he spent a lot of time arranging the books in the bookcase. Do you know what was in the center of the bookcase? The Science of Mind textbook. He went to a Science of Mind church in the LA area one time, and I forgot his name. Well, I know who he was. Oh, tall, blue. Anyway, I can see his face. I know his story. I know how he talks, but I can't remember his name. Anyway, he asked him, he said, you had the Science of Mind textbook in your bookcase. Did you ever read it? And George Lucas said, where do you think the force came from? Verified by quite a few ministers on our listserv. I mean the story, but they also show the picture. I can't share the picture because it's copyrighted by the person that took the picture, but it is. I'll send it to you. It was in the New York Times. So, but you have to go into the New York Times and go into the archives to see the picture. I love how things come together. How many of you have heard of Simon Sinek? He did a TED Talk. He talks a lot about why. And I realized that I'm always tapping into my why I am a minister, why I do a talk, why I do things. And so I thought I would just share some whys with you. Because you have whys too. And when you are conscious of your why instead of an unconscious why, you're more powerful. So why am I focusing this month on power versus force? Why? I want to share with you why. First of all, I don't like the way I'm thinking all the time. And I don't like the way things are working out sometimes. Yet, I've never made a lasting impact by forcing things to happen. Now, I can make a short-term impact by forcing things, but I've never made a long-term impact by forcing things to happen. Real change has happened in my life when I allowed something greater than myself to function, even beyond the way that I thought it could function. I did it by, if I'm going to give shorthand, I did it by seeking God rather than a result. See, force is focused on a result. Receptivity is focused on the presence and then seeing what happens out of that. There's two stories that I often tell about what I will call miracles or awesome results. An awesome result is a miracle. When it's better than you could have thought of, that you would have imagined, I call that a miracle. Two things. I had a physical thing that happened, and I was praying, but all I was praying is, please God, just don't let them cut me open. Can we just do tiny little incisions, just because I might, I was still what I thought was young. And and I might want to wear a bikini someday, so can we just make the little tiny slits, not the big ones? And instead, God had a better idea. Oh, by the way, I spent the summer just contemplating that and just contemplating God and turning my life over to God. And as it turns out, there was nothing to take out anyway. So, yay, God had a more awesome result. I called it a miracle. I went from 6 weeks of recovery to, yoo-hoo, I'm free, and I've got the time off. Another awesome result was when we had property on Sandpoint and the bank didn't want to be in business with us anymore. And no, we had not failed on our payments. We'd never missed a payment. We still had money in the bank, but they just decided, nope, we're not going to do business with you. And so we had a year to what are we going to do? And nothing worked. And God had a better idea. Why make it work when I've got this better idea for you? And the result was greater than I could have imagined. Greater than I could have imagined. It seemed like a miracle because it was an awesome result. And now this is when I want to burst into song. Who's in the choir? My God is an awesome God. You know, see, I could be with you guys. I could be in that corner of the choir. That's what I want in my life. How many of you are tired of fixing stuff and playing small? Well, that's why this talk is for you today. I want to inspire and empower all of us to be more receptive. And then God picked that song. I mean, this was my talk last night, and God started us out because, yes, Jake and Savanna think they're doing things. Yeah. There is a producer for this organization, brothers and sisters. I want to inspire and empower all of us to be more receptive to awesome results. And I also, this is another thing, another reason why I'm doing this talk, is I don't see people forcing their opinions on others, creating any heavenly experience on earth. No matter what your opinion is. And you might have the right opinion. To you. How many of you know you are right? Well, come on. Bunch of bunk. How many of you know you have some right opinions? Yeah, come on. Why not? But here's the deal. Forcing them on other people hasn't worked, has it? And it does not create heaven on earth. By the way, we're not here. I don't know about you, but I'm just going to let you down easy. Just in case you're here so you can earn a place in heaven in the great by and by after you die. We don't teach that. We say that we are here to reveal heaven on earth now while we're alive. That we can have a heavenly experience which is filled with all the things we just sang about, peace and freedom. Do you know that not Meister Eckhart, but him too. But, oh geez Louise, names today. Oh, well, let's just throw names out, no. Viktor Frankl was peacefully and freely experiencing a concentration camp. He writes about it. The saints who were persecuted had, and Richard Rohr wrote about this just recently, had such an experience, just one experience of God shifts you into such a realm that stuff doesn't matter because you know your soul is that which lives forever. And it's your soul that you can dial into. And that's where the power lies, not the force. So we are here to reveal to ourselves heaven and be a contagion for that. I love this. This is from Emma Curtis Hawkins. I never forget her name. You know, we can be a contagion for a heavenly vibration. Ooh. I think the world would love that, don't you think? Another why I'm doing this talk. The ego can't make it happen. The ego can't make heaven happen. The ego can't make much happen. at least not in the long term. And I want us as a collective to rise above the self-interest and pull of the ego. So can we have our old, not this week's, but last week's? Yes, map of consciousness. For those of you that didn't pick one up last week, there are some available outside, but let's just, can you see it well enough? Can I do Vanna? So here's the demarcation from this being ego-based, and the ego pulls us to itself. And the ego's not bad. The ego is not bad. It is part of the evolutionary process of being human. And it's based on survival when we really needed to function and be focused on survival. But if we want to truly evolve and continue to evolve as human beings, having a human experience, spiritual beings having a human experience, we need to go above this line, which means that we're then being pulled by spirit. So we always have two pulls. That which wants safety and familiarity, and that which wants expansiveness and growth. The higher calibrations, the more we go up in consciousness, those higher calibrations, we actually negate negative energy and negative consciousness and negative ideas. The book that we're studying is Power versus Force. I think there's about 3 in the bookstore, so if your first service, you get them. And you'll get to read how David R. Hawkins came to all these ideas, because I'm not going to get into it. What I want now is to look at how we can use some of the information that he gives to have a better day-to-day experience and continue to rise in consciousness. So, my ambition is to raise my calibration. David R. Hawkins says that just by studying these things, you start to rise, because there's something within your soul that recognizes higher ideas, and it's like given permission to raise up. And we raise up in spirit, and this is also a calibration of truth, it's a calibration of love, and it's a calibration of presence. Because when you're down at shame, it's hard to feel the presence of God. And when you are in fear, you're not feeling the presence of God. When you're in anger, it's like, I am angry for God. No. I feel the Spirit and I'm so angry. No. Oh, and then this is the one that I'm afraid of the most, pride. Because I think a lot of people with all the right ideas get kind of prideful. And then they want to force other people to believe like they want to believe. And then they have scorn and demanding, indifference, and inflation, meaning inflated ideas. How many of you know people in your family? Certainly not you, but you know. Neighbors. My aha was power. There's a power in the universe for good, and we can use it. That power is love. That power is truth. Have you ever heard a truth that just resonated in you so much it's almost like a tuning fork? And it shifted you. You didn't have to be talked into it. Nobody was forcing it. That's the power of spirit. So to do all of this, all those whys, I've been working with another book which is called Transcending the Levels of Consciousness. Because that's what I want to do. I want to transcend my levels of consciousness. And a little extra aside, when we transcend the levels of consciousness, when we start to go above that line, our brain starts to shift as well. We become less linear and more nonlinear. Linear is, well, if it's not here, then I can't go here. And if these don't line up, then it's not true. Whereas nonlinear goes, well, that's a possibility, that's a possibility, that's a possibility. We become more possibility thinking, we become more creative. Our attitudes shift. Now that's the next slide. That's what I want to work with today, is our attitudes. And he describes attitude as, attitudes, everybody got their paper? Did you get your, are you looking at it? Nobody, note that you didn't get it? Oh, it was supposed to be passed out when you came in. Okay, well then never mind. You'll get it when you leave. I'll pass it out personally. Attitudes can be defined as a habitual mindset that relates to perceived self and the perceived world. So an attitude is just a bunch of habits. It's habitual thinking. Habitual thinking. And groups that study these habitual thinking, if the habits are not life-affirming, they're called character defects. But groups that have that support spiritual growth have noticed. Now this is interesting. This comes from David R. Hawkins. Groups that support spiritual growth have noticed that these defects begin to diminish as soon as they are recognized and owned. Diminished. Isn't that a great word? Just diminished. It's not grappled with, hidden, put under something. That's spiritual bypass. It's diminished. It's almost like in high mysticism, Emma Curtis Hopkins says that we can do our spiritual practice and those things that bother us, those things start to dissolve by the dissolving grace of God. Dissolve or diminish, either one, I love it. Because how many of you have some character defects that you would have been grappling with? Guess what? Just looking at them and saying, I've got this, starts to diminish it, dissolve it, because it's not who you really are. It just needs to be owned. Woo! I'm really excited about it. Anybody else excited about this? Okay, I'm all over it. All right, so, oh, by the way, so can everybody see this? Envy? Anybody ever had envy? Oh, well, you're going to get the thing. So it's a habit. It's an attitude that we can envy. It's a habit that we can condemn. How many of you have condemned? Recently. This morning. Lust is not, like I don't want to take lust out of your life. But lusting is I've got to have. That. Rude. How many of you have ever been just, thank you, you're saved. You have admitted your defect and it's dissolving now, yes. How many of you have ever wanted anything and got devious? Oh, stingy. Condemning. There's a habit about exploiting life instead of serving life. When we clear cut, to the point where nothing will take forever for the forest to grow back, and we are destroying the earth, we are exploiting life instead of serving life. It doesn't mean you can't have trees, or hemp, or anything else, but we got to think about what's this do to the big scheme of things. Gullible. How many of you? Literal instead of intuitive, controlling instead of letting go and surrendering, demanding instead of preferring, impatient. Ooh, how many of you got impatient recently? This morning, I love it. God bless you, you're going to leave here just changed. We're about to have a healing. I realized I got some information on Friday that let me see that I had been gullible. And I'd been gullible because what I heard I wanted to hear. And then I got other information. I went, oh. David R. Hawkins says that the benefit of accepting one's defects instead of denying them is an increase in the inner sense of self-honesty, security, and higher self-esteem. You get higher self-esteem when you can acknowledge, I have these defects, because you acknowledged them. A self-honest person is not prone to having their feelings hurt or having a bone to pick with others. Honest insight has an immediate benefit in the reduction of actual as well as potential emotional pain. Self-honesty. I mean, if it's truth, then you got to tell the truth. If this is a truth scale, back to the other diagram that you're going to get if you need it. If it's all a truth scale, are you willing to be truthful about yourself? I can be gullible. I can be intolerant. I can be all of these things. It starts to, it's not, here's the deal. It is what you're human, it's a human habit, not a divine aspect. And when that divine aspect can see I've got this human habit, it's like light shining in the shadow, and the shadow starts to, guess what? Diminish, dissolve. As a consequence, one feels emotionally less vulnerable, more safe and secure. We're actually more safe and secure when we can just admit I have these things. But guess what? I'm acknowledging them, and they're being diminished. Now, we don't teach spiritual bypass. We teach powerful diminishment. In the presence of truth, falsehood has to dissolve, diminish. Just seeing how we might succumb to some of our attitudes gives permission for us to move on. Now, I said move on, not make wrong. See, some of us may say, like I could have said, ooh, I'm gullible again. I'm gullible again. Instead of like, ooh, I was being gullible. From now on, I'm going to let truth and love function more in my consciousness because that's who I really am, and I'll be less gullible, and gullible starts to diminish. So how do we handle these things when we know? How many of you have one of these wonderful aspects running in your life? Thank you. Because I want you to play the game. Let's just play the game while we can. Take one of them, and there's two ways that we can let it go. The first way I got from Mary O'Malley. Remember that wonderful book, Dawn? What's in the way is the way. I love that book. Oh, it's a good one. And I'm sure I read it in that book, went back to look in the book, can't find it, so I'm going to just give her credit anyway, although I might have just dreamt it and given her credit. It's to see something that you have in you that you might call a character defect and play with it. So, let's just say I'm going to have my character defect of gullible. Well, in my mind, I'm going to create gullible out here and say I have gullibility. Not I am gullible. See the difference? I put it out here. I have gullibility. And then I'm going to take gullibility and turn it into a cartoon character. And I can see it already. And it looks very gullible. And looks kind of like what looks like that cartoon character with the little Hawaiian girl and the alien. Stitch. It looks like a lot like Stitch, only fatter. And I can see it. And so next time I'm gullible, I'm going to say, oh, well, there you are again. No, not today. Not today. We're not going to play today. Now, go away. Do you see? I've kept it outside of me. I've made it playful. So whatever it is, put it outside. Oh, there you are. You're not a part of me, but you do visit. Why? You're not a part of me because what I am is an expression of universal power in form, universal love in form, universal truth in form. And these things come around. But instead of taking them in and saying, I am, no, here you are. It's cute. Oh, cartoon characters are much better. And then you it away. Then, another way to do that is to ask divinity for help. In your prayer work, Father, Mother, God within, I am succumbing to gullibility again. I don't want to. I know it's not a part of me. It's not the truth of me. So please take this from me. Does that make sense? But you're not saying, I am that, heal me. You're just saying, it's showing up again. Let it move on. Now, what happens when that happens? The strength to adopt positive instead of negative attitudes is already available because that's the will of providence. It's here, like I said 2 weeks ago, love is here to lift us up. Its intention is to draw us back to a conscious recognition of our source. We haven't gone anywhere, but we're being drawn to a conscious recognition of our source. In practice at the beginning, it might be a little difficult, but we keep doing it. The linear ego self struggles to survive, but the power of spiritual self is supported by an infinite field of power. There's a power in the universe for good, and we can use it. So we use it for these things. We use it for all things. And I really got clear on this, and I want to say it. If you can see that spirit, in the presence of spirit, your gullibility, your defensiveness, your intolerance dissolves. You can then have the faith that spirit or God can do the same thing in our country. People who don't believe that God is powerful enough to shift the course of our world, that's because they haven't proven that power in their own life. Prove it here. Prove it now. And then your prayer is more powerful when you see that you would like to have something else different. Something else beside yourself different. One of the reasons that I can pray for people and I want to pray for people that have diseases is I know that God's bigger than a disease. When people are in a financial upset, a challenge, I love praying because I know that God is bigger than the challenge. Why? Because I proved it. From the Old Testament, prove me if I will not open up the heavens and pour forth a blessing too big to receive. Prove the power of the universe. And may the force be with you. And so it is.
When I am down, I know my soul so weary. When troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so perfectly. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. And I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
What's going to raise us up? Our thoughts about love. Yeah. I want to just say, love, the universe is predisposed to any sort of shifting towards it. That's the prodigal son. That's the story of the prodigal son. You turn back to your source, and your source rushes to pick you up. We do not have to climb this ladder on our own, brothers and sisters. Oh, gosh. Do you have any Baptist music? We don't have to do that, brothers and sisters. For love is in the house. And truth is in your mind. And you put it together and you got power. And you can rise up above your old habits and attitudes and become the place where God can do great things, not only for you, your family, this center, and the world. Think big, girls. Think big, boys, and think everybody else that doesn't name with, everybody. Got it? I'm trying to be. I know I'm about 10 years behind the times, but I'm trying, okay? Oh, thank you. I'm so excited. I've got things to share with you. First of all, we are having a CBEC New Thought Community Summer Camp. And it's not like anything I went to as a kid. It's so much better in so many ways. And for those of you that think, well, I don't know if I can, there are scholarships available, partial scholarships, so check in with the registration table and they'll get you connected with Heidi, because I think sometimes we go, I don't know if I can do that. Oh, just do it. Just decide you're going to do it. And be supported in your magnificence. And if you don't want to be supported in your magnificence, it's perfectly okay. You can do arts and crafts with me. Arts and crafts, magnificence, arts and crafts, All right, also, talk about a world-shifting opportunity. That I'm pretty sure I haven't signed up for another time, so I can honestly say this is the last time that I know that I will go to Egypt. It'll be in November. So that, too, is a world-shifting experience. I mean, your world will shift, but we won't do anything except go to places and then the rocks do the work. I love it. Also, and this is very important, I created something that is less about listening and dialogue and more about experience. And that's the spiritual Spa Wednesdays. This is where we experience what I talk about. And my intention for Wednesday is healing. And it's not a lot of words, and it's not a lot of description. But we're going to use mystical arts to create healing, where you will find that you can be changed very, very quickly. But but to talk about it would be talking about it. We're not going to talk about it when we get there. We're going to just do it. So if that appeals to you, whether you want a healing for yourself or you want to be in the room where it's happening, I encourage you to sign up at the registration table. All right? Got that, everybody? Those are my announcements, aren't they? Just short and clear and opportunity upon opportunity. Now I would love to have a miracle, and that would be that everyone contribute to the support of this wonderful, magnificent organization where we teach you to rise up and how to do that moment by moment, time by time. So oh, Sherry. You had the basket right in front of me and I still couldn't see it. Then I have an attitude, lost basket attitude, I guess. All right. And Min and TC are going to bless the offering. I think you put it over here. Don't you? You're going to hold it. Well, then change things. I love it. You know what? Our prayer practitioners, they just do their thing, and I love it. Power to the practitioners. This is good. All right, so these are the ways that you can give. They're on the screen behind you. And for those of you online, you're on your screen. They're probably big on your screen. And for those of you online, I encourage you to participate as well, because I know that there's at least 3 times as many people online as there are in the room. And you're so welcome to be here in this space, getting this message. And I would love it if you would contribute as well. And let's just take a deep breath and let the heart lead. Let the heart lead. And let us come from an attitude of generosity. And let the heart lead. And so for those of you that are giving, you can come and bring it up into the basket. And Tees and Min want to hold it so they can love on you. They are love bugs. Love bugs. Not bugs, humans, but you know what I mean. And then let's celebrate for the opportunity to support an idea that there is a power in the universe for good, and it can do great things for us, through us, and because of us. And so it is.
Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, and it is all God, especially when God shows up that way. And I would like to say thank you for the instruments, for the prayers, the practitioners, the ministers, the song sung. It's all God. And it is in that container that we are revealed. And at this moment, I'd like to say that Mary, to my left, your right, in the corner, will be holding a powerful prayer circle. So what is released and revealed is who you are. In the back, Robert has taken your requests on the transformation box to reflect who you've always been. And in the moment, Tis and Min, the goddesses of abundance, are up there blessing the money. And for those who are watching the Zoom universe, you have a practitioner also who will hold you for whatever you're going through, the unease of your life, to let it go and know that who you truly are. And in this moment, I invite you to close your eyes and breathe. And as you breathe, you know the one power, because breath is divine. And we share the one breath. And this community is the one power. And I'm grateful for the remembrance, the reminder from Reverend Kathianne that as we stand on the foundation of love, the eternal truth of who you are is revealed, that you are divine, and so it is.
All right, everybody, it's time for the closing sing-along. Please rise as you're able. Please get up on stage and dance as you're able. And please sing along with me. I need help. I'm all alone today. Please sing along with I Am Alive in the Spirit of God.